Unicorns Talk is a weekly podcast where we discuss the ups and downs of the human experience, from personal growth to romantic relationships and everything in between. This show is for life livers, life lovers, and life enhancers. My name is Latrice Sampson Richards, your life enhancement coach, and together we're going to laugh, love, and learn to maneuver all of life's little messes. Let's go. Hey everybody, it's Latrice Sampson Richards here, your life enhancement coach, and you are tuned in to episode 19 of Unicorns Talk podcast. Thank you so much for taking your time out of your busy day and coming over here and seeing what I got to say. I really love y'all for that, and I appreciate you for that. If you haven't already, make sure that you go to iTunes, SoundCloud, wherever you listen to podcasts, and like, subscribe, leave a comment, let the people know that you enjoy the show. I mean, if you enjoy the show, I'm sure hoping that you do because you keep coming back, and I appreciate y'all for that. And actually, I can announce that the Unicorns Talk podcast is officially available on Spotify as well as Google Play. So head on over if those are your places where you listen. You can now just do a search for Unicorns Talk podcast, and again, make sure that you subscribe, download, and share. Let the people know that this is what you're listening to. Okay, so today I actually have a really amazing show for y'all today. So today I'm actually going to be doing an installation of Conversations with the Unicorn. I got an opportunity to sit down with Candace Denae, who is one half of the hosting crew for one of my favorite podcasts, Black Married Fly. And so I got an opportunity to sit down with her, get to know her a little bit better, and talk about, some of the things that she's been through in her life and what her vision and goals are for 2018. And so she's no longer a friend in my head. I feel like she's a friend in real life for me now. And so you'll get an opportunity to hear my interview with Candace. Forgive me in advance. The internet here in Cuba was not trying to let me be great when it was time to record this interview, and so the sound quality is not as good as I would like for it to be, or as great as I'm accustomed to having it. And so but I worked it out. I did the best that I could with it. Don't give up on me, people. Don't give up on me. It's still an amazing interview. And Candace, if you're listening, girl, hey. And then our feature for today, of course, got to get my high five in there. I told you I'm going to do high five every single episode now. And my high five for today is actually for the BET Soul Train Awards 2017 Soul Cypher. Listen, if you don't know, you better ask somebody. So I'm going to be talking about that and letting you know why I feel like BET deserves a high five here lately, getting a thing together, and actually making me happy. And so that's it. Yeah. So let me give you a little bit of information about Candace before I get into her interview. Candace Denae is just your average fly chick, a wife, sister, student, and entrepreneur. She is one half of the Black Married Fly podcast, where she and her husband discuss popular culture and relationships through the prism of a black millennial couple. And she's just a really dope ass, cool ass woman. And I'm honored to have had an opportunity to sit down with her, get to know her, and give her the space to tell her story in a different way. And so, without further ado, here's my interview, Conversations with a Unicorn, with Candace Denae. Hi, Candace.
Hi, Trish. How are you?
I am well. I'm super excited to have you on the show today.
I am actually excited to be here. This is actually the first time I've done a show without my husband. Usually, when we like guest star or have guests come on, it's the two of us. Like people ask for a Black Married Fly, and that's the duo. This is
Yeah.
actually the first time someone asked to speak to just me, so I felt special.
Well, you are special. I think you're extremely special. My show, I mean, we love everybody on this show, but my show really kind of caters to women. And so it's important to me to get your perspective and to talk to you as just Candace, because, I think you're pretty fly as your name indicates.
I
Yes.
appreciate that. I try to let Trev know all the time. It's hard to be big headed when the head in the room is like bigger than your own.
Yes, yes, absolutely. I understand that. So I want to, there's so many things I want to talk about. I done a lot of research on you, girl. I've been lightweight stalking you. I'm not even gonna lie, like on the gram and things like that. But I
Oh,
just
it's
wanted
been
to.
hard lately. I've not been posting very much.
I know, girl. I was back dating and everything. I was all the way back there. And so, like, you have so many things going on. But, one of the things that initially kind of drew me to you was through your podcast that you do with your husband, Troublemaker. And so, I want you to maybe just start off by telling us a little bit about y'all's relationship and how did y'all even decide, who said let's do a podcast together?
Oh my goodness. So, with the podcast, like, for those who haven't heard it, we talk about relationships and pop culture, but we pretty much do it all from the perspective of a married couple. So, for the most part, is a guy and a girl married together relating their experiences as they see them from their current perspective. So it's not like, oh, when I was single or back when or if I wore this. It's no, I'm stuck with them now. So this is the way that we're going to experience things. Whether, it's I saw somebody and I thought they looked good and I have to, deal with that because now I'm stuck with this other person or we're both over here looking. One of my favorite episodes we did, we were talking about our favorite pastime of people watching.
Girl, yes, I am a people watcher.
I just love it so much. Like, there's nothing more fun to me than watching a couple argue in public.
Especially when they don't know, like when they don't know that you're watching them, like that's
Right.
gravy for real, for real. Okay.
So, like, but with the podcast, it was something. My husband is co-owner of BYK Radio. It's an internet radio station dedicated to underground hip hop and now R&B as well. And they were looking to add content. They wanted to make their network dynamic, and they had one podcast and then 1.5 podcasts. Let's put it like that. One was in the making, it ended up falling through, and she's like, "Crap, what are we gonna do?" I was like, "I could do a podcast." I was just like, "I'm entertaining. I'm dynamic. I could do this." And at first, my husband was just like, "Nah, nah," and I was just like, "No, like we could really do it," because he didn't want to get on the mic.
Really?
I know, for as much talking as he does, he didn't want to get on the mic. He wanted to be more of a behind the scenes guy. And when the half a podcast basically fell through and didn't come to be a full two podcasts, I was just like, so what's it gonna be? Because I'm only gonna offer for so long.
Right, right. What you're not gonna do is have me out here offering my services and keep turning me down.
Right. Over here got me looking like boo boo the fool, like, I wanted to just do this so bad. I'm just like, no, I'm just trying to help you out because in my head, being in a relationship, that's what you're supposed to do. You see someone
Right,
falling and you can catch them, catch the ass.
right, right.
We
Yes,
down,
ma'am.
you lift them up, and vice versa. So that's how Black Mary Fly was born. We sat down, I did a little brainstorming. I'm definitely the creative force behind Black Mary Fly.
Hmm.
So did some brainstorming, came up with Black Mary Fly, came up with the logo, and once we had everything together, the first episode was born.
Wow, I love that story, and I love y'all logo, like for real, for real.
Thank you. I thought that was dope too.
Yes, it is like with the wings and stuff, like fly, but fly. Like it's a play on words.
I always call it the rings and wings.
Yes, yes. I love y'all's logo. It's a really good logo. And so, it's right now, with my podcast, with my listeners, we are preparing for Vision 2018, which is a masterclass that I'm going to be providing for free for my listeners on how to start establishing a vision for themselves. And so over the last couple weeks, I've been kind of laying the foundation in terms of talking about like some of the things that we need to have in place in order to really begin the process of vision manifestation. And so once you like had the idea, like, okay, I can do a podcast, like you said, it wasn't necessarily something that you were like super into. It's not like, oh, all my life I wanted to be on a podcast, right?
Right. I
Yeah.
remind him that all the time.
Yes, yes. But once you had the idea of, I could do this, and it started out as something just to help your husband, how has that vision grown for you? Or what kind of vision have you created for yourself as it relates to Candace as the podcaster?
Well, with the podcast, it's like you said, it's not. I always call it insta famous. Like I was never like I want to be insta famous. I was just like I don't need to be a YouTube star. Like I had never actually even heard a podcast before I said I could do a podcast.
Right.
Which I know that sounds like old millennial stuff, but it's just I don't know. It's YouTube had came out, and I was like, oh, I can watch people. And then my husband's like, yeah, podcast. I'm like, what the hell is a podcast? Like, who does that? Like,
I was the same
listen to people
way.
talk.
Yes, I was the same way. And I honestly, I didn't even start listening to podcasts until I started doing my podcast. So
Me
I'm with
either.
you. Yeah.
Like, I have a podcast, therefore now I listen to others' podcasts when I have time. Like,
Yeah.
which is usually in snippets on the way to work. Um, but with the vision for that, it definitely has grown because before I thought it was just going to be a short term something. In my head, I thought we were just going to do like maybe a season or two as a seed filler until they found something else, and it turned out people liked it.
Yeah. I'm one of
They're just
those
like, yeah, people
people.
listen to me.
Yeah. I'm definitely one of those people.
And at first, we were just like, okay, we're just going to relay our experience. Like, we're just going to tell people what we think. We're going to get on the internet. We're going to find articles because who the hell are we to tell people how to have a good relationship or not? We just barely got married, which was kind of part of the joke with the Black Married Flags. Just like, yeah, we're going to give people relationship advice, but we've only been married for 60 days, you know? So we're like, yeah, we got to get some other things on here. We need to build up our arsenal. So then we started, doing research on, popular topics that a lot of couples deal with, how to merge finances and things like that, and got articles from Forbes and Psychology Today and all over the World Wide Web to, relay information and just make it seem like we're not pulling this out of our ass. Which, honestly, I feel like some of the higher listened to episodes are always the ones where we're pulling stuff out our ass and, like, we tell it from the front. It's like, we don't know where this information came from. It might not even be real. And apparently people were just like, yeah, we love fake news.
Right. People do love fake news. Oh my God. People love fake news. Yes.
They
Yes.
do. It's just like entertaining smut. I feel like that's how Trump became president because people love fake news. And like,
Girl, don't even get me started. Yes, Lord. He is the king of fake news.
yes, he
Yeah.
loves it.
Yeah, and on
And
this show,
love it on
one of the
fake.
things I pride myself on, on this show, and I tell it to my listeners all the time, like if this is the one place that you can come and you're gonna get the real deal, I try to be as authentic as I can, and I try to keep it real with my clients, with my listeners, with my friends and my family, because I feel like by the time somebody gets to a point where they are coming to me for help or coming to me for advice, they don't have the luxury of fake news anymore. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
you need somebody that's gonna say, no, like real shit, you tripping, or like
Right.
you need to get your whole life together because your shit is falling apart. So
Right. Your
yeah.
family should be very lucky you're not charging them to do that.
And I remind them of that, and I tell them I'm not even gonna charge you for that. Do you know how lucky you are? I'm not even gonna charge you
Yes.
for that. Yeah.
Because people don't know that like the going rate is upwards of $150 per hour to come talk to somebody like you.
Yes, yes, because when I listen to y'all's podcast, I want to say I'm actually like 2 or 3 episodes behind because I've been working extra hard on the Vision 2018 masterclass. So I haven't been
That's
able
totally
to
fine. I'm like
listen.
10 episodes behind, girl.
Yes, yes. So, but I was listening to one of your episodes from a couple weeks ago, and y'all were talking about oh, I had a brain fart just now. Um, Girl, what were we talking
It's
about?
because we both been to work already.
Listen, girl, I've been at work all day. My stomach been acting the fool on me today, and I'm just trying to get my life in order, for real, for real. So you were talking about your vision and things like that, the vision for the show. Where do you see the show, or your connection to the show? Like, where do you see your role in the show in 2018?
I will definitely probably still be the wife. Like, knock on wood. I don't think he's gonna leave me anytime soon. But things pop up. These celebrity couples be breaking up every day. Not that I'm
Right.
a celebrity, but I'm insta famous now.
Yeah,
So
you're a lightweight celebrity.
yeah, and so I'm insta famous now. I got a couple hundred followers. Working on 1,000, working on 1,000. But
Yes.
being realistic though, like our vision with the podcast in general is not so much to just be that couple, but to let couples know that everybody has problems. Is do you decide to work through them, and how do you decide to work through them? Are there tools that are out there that you can use to get through your rough patches or make yourself better? Like, you've listened to the podcast, so like we're a big proponent of take your ass to therapy. Like,
Yes. Oh, that's what I
we
was
don't
gonna
have all the
say.
answers.
That's what I was gonna say. I was listening and Trev was saying that he made an appointment finally.
Oh,
Um
thank God.
yes, yes. And I love that you all really advocate for getting help, like when you need help. And you've talked about, just kind of your experiences and things like that. And like I love that y'all are so open to and share that with your listeners, like this idea of getting help, because I think a lot of times in our community, in the black community, there's such a stigma associated to it. And so a part of my work is not just like you said, not just to be insta famous, but it's really to help the community to heal and be able to move ourselves forward, individually and collectively. So I love that about y'all, that y'all are open to the idea of asking for help, like going to seek out the help when you need it.
Oh yeah, like I'm a big proponent of it. Mental illness runs in my family, like real strong, real heavy. Like growing up, my mother suffered from like real deep depression for years and years and years. And not to say that she didn't love us or she didn't take care of us, but she was like a zombie. She got up, she made sure we got fed, went to school, made sure we had clean clothes, made sure we came home, did our homework, fed us again, went to bed. It was just like very little interaction
Yeah.
as far as what a normal parent does, but knowing that for at least somewhere between 5 to maybe even 10 years of raising us, that she was in that zone. It's
Yeah.
just like you see someone like that be a shell of themselves, and like luckily she's gone through her therapy and all that kind of stuff, and she's in a much better place. But it's something that is always creeping in the background for me. So I'm just like, I've had my own bouts with anxiety and depression and stuff. Like I actually had some anxiety attacks recently that I'm dealing with. So knowing that about my family history, knowing that the black community really frowns upon that, but yet we are the ones that end up getting into gangs and having all this violence and stuff. That's because no one went and got help.
Yeah.
Help is available. Some places help is even free. It's
Yes.
just, are you going to take that step? And for me, like knowing what I know about mental illness and the things that I've seen within my own family, I don't want nobody running around the streets thinking that they can't talk to someone, taking their own life or hurting somebody else or things like that. Like, I know it sounds like those are the extremes, but that's where a lot of this chronic depression leads to, feeling alone, anxiety. My half brother is actually diagnosed schizophrenic, so I'm just like, things like that, you need to go see someone about. That's a lifelong struggle, and people around you have to struggle with you. I think that's something people don't always understand either. It's not just you dealing with it. Like when my mother was depressed, it was the whole family that was depressed,
Absolutely.
not just her. When my brother decided he was going to go off on his, self-medication tips and stuff like that, it was the whole family that suffered right along with him, because where did he go? Who is he with? What did he take? Is he in the hospital? Is he not in the hospital? Like, people don't realize, like, that starts the whole cycle that, yes, you're hurting, but people around you are probably feeling it too, and it's really hard when you're in that situation to go to more people who are hurting and say, oh, I'm hurting, can you fix me? And they're like, yeah, I'm hurt too. No, I can't fix you. You know, that's where you get all those extra emotions. But if you go to someone who is outside of yourself, outside of your family, an unbiased person who doesn't know, that mom's mad at you right now, or doesn't even care that mom's mad at you right now, just gives you a safe place to get it off your chest and start to work through some of your issues, why not? Like, who says no to that?
Yeah, I agree. And everything that you're saying, I say it all the time. Like when you go to a professional like this, I am a professional secrets keeper. Like that is
Exactly.
what I do. Like I could legit lose my license if I tell your secrets. And so it's a judgment free place. You don't have to worry like I'm never gonna post your shit online. You know what I'm saying? Like you're never gonna see a Facebook post like, subconsciously or, just it's I think it's a great resource and I'm a proponent. I have a counselor, like when I was going through things, I had a counselor that I worked with. When I was in grad school, our advisor, one of the things she said was every counselor needs to have a counselor, because my job is taking on other people's problems for a living. And so I'm definitely a big, big proponent of having a place to vent that out, having a place to get that, off your chest and to get a different perspective, especially when it comes to trying to manifest goals in your life. I think a lot of times we get paralyzed by our perspective because of the experiences that we've had, and we carry these things around with us for years and years and years, and then we wonder why we get stuck in that place. Like we wonder why nothing works to our advantage, and I think it's a lot of times it's because you're stuck. You're stuck mentally because you're holding on to stuff. You got stuff on your plate that ain't got no business being there. And
Right.
if you
And
could
I
get
think
it
as women,
off, yeah, go ahead.
we stack our plates. Like, I know, like, if we include troublemaking in this conversation, it's like, no, my plate's full too. But I feel like women, being that a lot of us have that innate need to nurture and nourish and grow and do these type of things for different people, that you start taking on problems that really aren't your own. You take on your boss's problem because you're like, oh, well, he's going through with his wife, he just needs a shoulder. Oh, my sister's going through it, she just needs a hand. My kid is going through it, I have to uplift them. My dog got hit, this got happening. And you
Yeah.
just start compiling all these things to nurture and try to flourish and make grow, when some of these things don't really have shit to do with you.
Yes, that's the number one thing that I always teach my clients, like across the board, is that you cannot take responsibility for shit that you have no business taking responsibility for. And as long as you don't allow other people to take responsibility for their shit, they never will. And your plate is
Right.
so full that you don't have room to add the things that are important to you?
Right.
Yeah.
And bring it back to vision, like with Black Mary Fly, we just want to show that, in my opinion, and just with experience and talking to other millennial couples, people are tight-lipped about like things that go on in their relationship. You'll ask a parent or an auntie or someone that you know who's been married for a long time, and you'll get a generalization. It's just hard work and determination, just hang in
Right.
here. They don't tell you, oh, well, when my husband cheated on me, this is what got me through it. Or when, my wife was just overspending and we were damn near bankrupt, this is how we got out of it. People don't talk about that kind of stuff. So the vision for Black Married Fly is to create a forum in a place to where people who are going through similar things, what we found is that our experience being a married couple in 2018 is really not that different from anybody else's.
Mhm.
And just to offer a place where you can come, even if you can't talk back to us, which you can always get at us on social medias and stuff like that. You talk to us, we talk back, but just create a space to where people can just know that they're not by themselves. Like going, getting married, and feeling like you spent too much on your wedding and having to deal with the aftermath of that. Everybody does that. Everybody goes through that shit. If you paid for a wedding, then you went through that.
Right.
The day after the wedding, like when the honeymoon's over, guess what? All these bills still need to be paid, just like nothing happened. Like you didn't drop 10, 15, 20, $30,000 on a wedding.
Right.
When it's time to buy a car, who got the good credit, who don't got the good credit, how much of a down payment do you guys need to save, like where'd the money come from in the first place. Like everybody goes through that. The same thing when it's time to buy a house, the same thing when it's time to have kids and stuff like that. So our goal is to put enough of our business out there so that A, we don't seem like we're about to get divorced, but B, like, yo, if we got through it, you can get through it too. Because I'm not that easy to get through stuff. Like, I'm real bullheaded and I like things my way. So, with that being said, Trev is really more of a water flow person, but he also has his boundaries as well.
Yeah, absolutely. I love the dynamic that y'all have with each other. So we, talked about y'all's vision for the podcast itself, but you have a lot going on as well, just like individually. You're in school full time, you work in the medical profession. Are you like a dental assistant? What do you do?
I am a dental assistant. I usually call myself a dental ninja because I've been doing it so long that it's very cool that I don't know how to do it.
A dental ninja. I love that. That's
I'm
yes.
just like, it's just where I was. Like, we moved from Columbus, Ohio to Dallas, Texas. So in doing all that, there was a lot of transition, and with school and stuff, it just happened at a really shitty time for me.
Hmm.
I'm like 2 or 3 classes away from graduating. So
Wow.
with classes ramping up and kind of being on the important side, moving in the middle of all this was not my plan. It was something that we didn't really foresee. I'm glad we did move because I hated Ohio. It's cold.
Girl.
Like, it's 80 degrees today in Texas, so
Yes. Glory. Glory, glory, glory.
praise him. Got
Yes.
me up out of that situation. Say he won't do
He
it.
say he won't deliver you. Yes, he will.
So, with that being said, I'm happy to have moved, but me as a person, like, I feel like for a long period of time, even before Trev and I got together, that I was either being stagnant or I was just in fluctuation. Both of which I don't really like being in. I hate being stagnant. I'm a Gemini. I'm an air sign. I like constant change. Being in too much fluctuation, though, I'm just like, well, damn, ain't shit getting done. Like, I need to have some land points, some markers, something to say, okay, even though things are a little rocky, things are still getting done. As long as we're accomplishing X, Y, and Z, then it's okay that it's a little rocky. And when I get into the mode to where things don't seem like that's happening, I personally get uncomfortable and I get angry, and I feel like I got like 3 emotions: happy, sad, and angry.
Hey,
So,
and all other emotions derive from those three.
nah, I feel like I'm just like a baby. I just stay in those 3.
Oh.
It's like, no, we don't go past that. We just stop there.
Right, right. So, what is your vision for Candace? Like, what is your vision for your life? Not just necessarily, I mean, career, obviously, but not just career. Like, what is your vision for, who you want to be in the life that you want to create for yourself?
That is so funny that you asked that. Like, that's something that I've really been focusing on, like, this latter half of the year, just to kind of decide. Because when I got married, I feel like in my head I had this vision, like, okay, well, I'm going to be this wife, we're going to settle down, we're going to have kids, we're going to buy a house, we're going to do these things in a certain way. And a lot of that stuff just didn't happen. Like, for whatever reason, the headspace that we were in, the things that we went through, pretty much none of that shit happened. We got married, and I guess we're settled down.
Mm.
Like, that's about it. Everything else just was like, poof, be gone. Not right now. There's other things that are happening, so we don't have time to focus on that. So I felt like at some point in the 3 years that we've been married, like not even counting what we were doing dating or cohabitating, I feel like I lost myself. And I just woke up one day, I was just like, am I doing a single thing that I actually like to do?
Yeah.
And my answer was no. I'm just like, well, what are you doing for yourself? And my answer was nothing. Like, school is good. I'm a smart person. It's not hard for me. Like, I'm usually an A student with very little effort.
Right.
But I had told myself when I got with Trev that I was going to focus on family because I feel like I was always focused on school and I never really gave my relationships a fair chance. I never paid them the attention that they needed to be paid. I never put them first. It was always me, school, job, and then relationship.
Mm.
So when I got with Trev, I was just like, okay, I'm going to do something different. And I think in choosing to do something different, I lost track of, okay, well, we can do something different, but you can still do things for you. You can still have your own goals and things outside of the relationship that you need to reach and achieve. And when I came to the conclusion, like, I was actually feeling pretty depressed. And I was just like, I'm not doing shit for myself. I'm not happy right now. And Trev and I actually ended up spending a couple months apart. in the transition from going from Columbus to Texas, where I was just like, well, during this time, like for me, like I need to see some changes from you to where it looks like you're trying to do some of these things that are important to me in this relationship, because we've done a whole lot of things that were very important to you and revolved around the things that you wanted,
Yeah.
and we've not really achieved very many of the things that were important to me. I'm very much a person who values the non-tangible items, so it's honesty, it's trust, it's things like that. I'm not really a big touchy-feely person, so I'm just like, you don't have to hug and kiss me all the time. I actually don't really like that. That shit's gross. But like those type of things, like spending quality time and having good conversation, or being intentional with your actions and things like that. Those are like valued really high to me on my scale. Whereas with a troublemaker, the things that make him tick are tied to work and equity and financial gain and things like that.
Yeah,
So
more of the tangibles, more of the yeah, men are a lot more linear in that way.
yes.
Yes, yes.
So we definitely butt heads there, and because some of those things weren't being met in the quantity that I needed them to be, I was just like, well, you gotta change some shit, bro. Because if you don't, then I'm not gonna come. Like, I'm not gonna come to Texas. I'm not gonna stay in Ohio either. I'm like, but maybe we need to spend some more time separated until we decide how to meet these goals. And it just so happened that he got to Texas and sang a whole new song, so it worked out well. But during that time for me, while we were apart, like I had nothing but time on my hands to think. We took a hiatus from the podcast, so we weren't putting out any new episodes. But during that time, like I was really just kind of focused on the things that I wanted to do, versus the things that maybe he was in my ear about, or friends and family were in my ear about. Like I really didn't talk to a whole bunch of people during that time. Like I always talked to my sister, but outside of that, pretty much I was looking at the phone ringing, like I'm not gonna answer it.
Yeah, sometimes you have to when it's time to focus on you. I think a lot of people struggle with just shutting out the outside world and saying this is the time that I need to have for myself. So 2017, it sounds like for you has really been a turning point in terms of helping you to kind of, or was that 2017?
Yeah, 2017 this year. So like I
Yeah,
call 2017 the third worst year of my life.
the
So
third worst. Okay, what was one and two?
the first worst year of my life, a couple years ago, I was pregnant. I ended up losing the baby. So like having that situation was really stressful. And then going into the new year, it wasn't just a miscarriage; it's a molar pregnancy. So in essence, instead of having a baby growing in your stomach, you have a tumor growing in your stomach. So
Wow.
they treat it just like it's cancer. In which case, all the things that come along with making sure like someone is actually in remission, blood tests and stuff weekly. In my case, I had to do for 6 months. So my
Wow.
life was essentially on hold and dictated by this situation, not just for the time being and losing the child, or being prepared to be a mother and then finding out that you either are gonna die or you're gonna get rid of this shit right away.
Right.
Um, but then you still have to deal with the medical consequences. So that kind of had me all fucked up and whatnot. And I had a nice little therapist help me through that situation.
Good.
Um, and then actually, like, this sounds really bad, but the year that Trevor and I got married was a really, really bad year for me. And it was all surrounding the wedding, honestly. Like, we had a horrible road trip to visit his mom and some friends and stuff that didn't help. And then when, like, 2.5, 3 weeks before our actual wedding, my grandmother passed away.
Oh.
So, like, I was even, right before the wedding, and even when I got to California, I didn't get to go to her funeral because the wedding was so close. So I didn't ever really get to say my piece with that. But me and my grandmother were very, very close. So even though I had on a brave face and I thought I was okay with it, once I got to California and was like, around her things and my family and stuff, I just broke down. It
Yeah.
was just hard.
Yeah. Yeah. So it makes sense to me that this was the third most difficult year for you. But I love that um I love your tenacity and just like, learning more about you and talking to you in real life because I talk to you in my head when I'm listening to the show. Like
That's
when,
how I like it to be. I'm glad that I'm getting this feedback right now, because I feel
yes.
like I was telling Trev in the episode that's actually about to come out on Thursday. I'm just like, this is some crazy shit. Like our parents didn't know what a podcast was. And I'm like, and when you're recording them, a lot of times you're talking to no one. You're sitting in front of a microphone, sitting
Yes.
at a computer screen, trying to be engaging when there's no one there.
Yes, I don't even look at the computer screen. Like when I'm talk, like I'm so animated when I record. So I'm like, and that's why people, the number one feedback that I always get from people is, I feel like you were sitting in my sofa. Like feel like you were sitting on my sofa, like when we were just two girlfriends chatting. And I'm
Yeah,
like,
that's how it
because
should
in
be.
my head, that's what's happening in my head. So I do talk to you in my head when I'm listening to your podcast. But just getting to know you in real life and having this conversation with you in real life, it just makes me, just love you even more because
Oh,
of the
thank you.
tenacity and the strength that you have. Like, I couldn't imagine my husband and I are trying to get pregnant. He always get mad when I say that. He's like, no, you get pregnant. He's like, I don't make babies.
No,
Um,
it takes two.
yeah, that's what I'm
Two partners
saying,
should be creating a life.
and it's our baby, like, cut it out.
Right.
But we're trying to make babies, and my biggest fear is having a miscarriage. And so I could not imagine having to go through that, and just the struggles of losing your mom, your grandmother, I'm sorry. And girl, I've planned a wedding before, trust me. I get it. So you've been through all of those things, and even this year, I would even venture to say that maybe even this year is one of the best years of your life. And what makes me say that, hear me out, what makes me say that is because I think those other years, the things that happened, those were things that were happening to you. Like, kind of like things that were outside of your control, and you just have to kind of respond to those things. You just have to deal with what's happening. And this year, it was a choice that you made. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was a decision that you made. I'm not happy with where I am in my life. Something has to change. And I tell my clients all the time, I think sometimes miserable is the best place that you could be in, because it forces you to do something different. And so this year was a choice for you. And I think, so from my perspective, I'm a healer, and I try to help people to see, things in a different light. And I think that, maybe this year was actually a good year for you in the sense of moving you in the direction that your life is intended to take.
Possibly, I'm not gonna argue with that. Like, it's just going through it. You're just like, "Eh," and then like
Mm,
none of this.
yes.
But at the same time, like something that my pastor said a long time ago, he's like, change and growth don't feel good. He's like, you think pregnant women feel good? No, they're always complaining. They stomach
Hmm.
hurt, they back hurt, feet hurt. He's like, anyone that's been pregnant, I have a wife, I have three kids. And he's like, I seen it. It don't look good.
Yeah, yeah.
And
Don't.
he's like, growth is not comfortable. So I guess we'll try balance again.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. So, where do you see, like, what is your vision for 2018? Where is Candace Danae headed? What are the manifestations for 2018?
So the things that I plan to bring into to breathe life into, like I definitely will make sure that I graduate on time, and I want to change careers. Like I definitely dental was something that I fell back on when I was younger. I went away to college, and I just don't think maturity was really there because I could have stayed and worked through it, and instead I chose to come home. And my parents, like my dad, the whole way home was just like, you need to do something. You can't just come home. You better enroll in some school. You better do something. And, this is back when you used to have, like the Western Career College and the Hill College commercials and stuff on. I was just like,
Yes.
oh, well, I'll do that. And I just called them and was just like, what's your shortest program? And it happened to be dental assistant, so that's what I did. Like, real spur of the moment. No thought went into it. No research, no nothing. Just so happened that I'm a natural people person. And it
Yeah.
worked out.
Yeah.
Like, I have the capacity to learn and I get along with people well, and it just worked out. But I feel like I run its course with that. Like
So,
it's
what
going great.
direction are you trying to go in? Like, what career
Education.
direction? Education.
So
Okay.
like even like when I dropped out of college the very first time and that long lecture all the way home, I was actually enrolled to be an elementary school teacher. Kind of decided that I don't really like little kids like that. So we're looking at secondary schooling, like high school, or maybe even going back to get a master's or a doctorate so that I can teach college.
Yeah, okay, all right. And so definitely the career change is on track for 2018. What else? What is your vision in terms of your relationship? I know you said that you were, in 2017, you just kind of realized that the relationship has revolved a lot around your husband, and that now it's time to really kind of for you as a couple to manifest some of the goals that you had for the relationship. So what does that look like for 2018?
So for 2018, and I don't really feel like this is like reasonably accomplished in 2018, but I do believe that we can be on track so that early 2019 we are purchasing our first home. Now that we done bounced around states a few times and stuff, I'm like, okay, I like Texas, I like Dallas, I would like to put some roots down. And this is what we're gonna do. Like, there's no more ifs, ands, and buts about it. It's been 3 years, like, that we did not go into action with it, and even if we count the whole like duration of our relationship where this was one of the goals that we said we wanted together,
Yeah.
it's now time to do it because at this point I feel like well, even if you don't want it, this is what's happening and it's what's best for the us.
Yeah. Yeah, for the us. I like how you said it's
Yes.
best for the us. Yes, I like that. I
It's
like
something
that.
like you have to realize like in relationships you have your goals, his goals, and then the us goals, and at sometimes you can't always focus on yours or his, but you need to really focus on the us.
Mhm.
And for me, like we're getting older, like you say, you and your husband are trying to have a kid. I'm just like having children naturally, like being pregnant, having that experience is not one of those things that I have to have. It's not like by any means like I have to be pregnant, but I would like to start a family, and I'm fine with adopting children. But
Mhm.
I know that to adopt children, you need to be in a certain financial standing and a certain level of stability. So I really want to focus on creating that so that even if we aren't able to have children naturally, like the possibility of having a family is still there.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. So definitely some financial goals and things like that come into play. Anything else?
For me personally, like I just want to get back into like a nice creative space. Like once upon a time, I used to paint, I used to draw, I would write stories and stuff like that. And I feel like with the hustle and bustle of just adulting, being at work all the time or, back and forth to school and demands of our podcast, like this is definitely a creative outlet for me. But it's not the creative outlet that I prefer. And I really want to do what I need to do to open up space
Yeah.
in my life so that I can sit back and feel like, oh, I can bust out an easel if I want to, or if I just want to sit down and have a free write and zone out. There's nothing else that I should be doing other than what I am doing. And I know
Yeah.
that sounds kind of weird because it's just like, oh, well, you make time for the things you want. I'm just like, no, it's hard to make time for the things you want. Between 8 and 5, your ass is at work.
Yes.
Tonight, your ass is in traffic. When you come home, guess what? You need to eat. And when you have, school, children, husband, all this other shit, guess what? They want to talk to you too. So where's the time really at?
Yeah, it's not as easy as people think it is. I mean, it is possible, but it's not as easy as people think it is. And so I definitely understand you on that front. Yeah. Well, Candace, I am so appreciative of you for being just so transparent and open and honest and really like sharing of yourself and your relationship with me today, with my listeners, but then also just like for the awesomeness that is Black Married Fly. Go ahead and let everybody know how they can listen or tune in and connect with you and Trev.
All right, so if you want to connect to me personally, like just check me out on social media. I'm pretty much always on Instagram, sometimes on Twitter and Snapchat and stuff, but it's Candace Denae. That's CANDACE_DENEA. And if I'm on the social, then that's how you're gonna find me. I use that literally for everything, even Pinterest. So it's my government name. It's mine. So if you're
Right.
looking for me, that's where you find me. If you want to find Black Married Fly, you can check us out wherever you listen to podcasts at, iTunes, Google Play, Stitcher, SoundCloud, the whole 9 yards. And just type in black.married.fly, where you can just put the whole word together. We're pretty much the only people using that type of name. So you can find us also on social medias under the same name, Twitter, Instagram, and soon Facebook. I think we're going to get a fan page going in the next couple weeks where you can, comment, tell us what you like. If you want to be featured on the show, or you have a question or comment or advice that you want for us to address, just email us at blackmaryfly@gmail.
All right. Thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate just you and who you are as a person. And I'm happy that we're not just like friends in my head anymore.
No,
That
we're buddies in real life now.
no, like I feel like if I wasn't in another country right now, if I was like really in the States, particularly in Dallas, I would fuck with you, like for real.
Oh,
So
for sure. And if you and your husband ever end up in the DFW area, just hit us up so that we can go eat, because I come with it with the yum yum review. So let's go.
yes, yes, girl, you went
Yeah.
in. I was listening a couple weeks ago. Like I be listening to y'all when I'm doing my walking and stuff. Girl, I'm trying to get my life together. I really am. And you went in on one of those restaurants. The food was decent, but the service sucked. And you were like, And I was like, yes, yes. Like I agreed with you 100%. So yes, I'm all about the yum yum report, and we can definitely make that happen. I'm gonna see to it that that happens at some point in 2018. I promise. That mark my words. That's see, this is vision manifestation. We're gonna speak that into existence.
2018 Unicorn Talk Blackberry Fly in person collaboration. What it
Yes,
do?
yes, ma'am. I'm all about that. Thank you so much, Candace. I appreciate you and I respect you so much, and I can't wait to see, how you grow and where you go.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much for having me on the podcast. This was so much fun. Like, I feel like the information that you've given, even in this short time, just like, yeah, I'm about to turn on her podcast when I hang up.
Thank you, thank
Just
you.
like, we're going to definitely get a couple listens and see what else I can learn.
Yes, ma'am. Well, I appreciate that. I appreciate that. So, all right. I'm not good at closing out interviews, so I'm just gonna say, thank y'all for coming out. God bless you. Good night.
Right.
All right. Coming up next is High Five. All right, so this week's high five goes to the 2017 BET Soul Train Awards Soul Cypher. The award show aired last week. I believe it was on the 27th, I want to say, of November, and it was amazing. I really enjoyed the entire show, to be completely honest with you. I mean, Tamar was doing a little bit much, but Tamar always does a little bit much. But overall, I thought, the show was really, really good. If you know, like I know, anything that Erica Badu puts her hands on is gonna be like otherworldly, and it definitely was. And so this was the 30-year anniversary of the Soul Train Awards, and so they really had like a really big celebration to celebrate 30 years. I mean, this award show we saw SWV get back together. We saw Tank with his Thirsty song, Thirsty McThirsterson song. That's actually kind of sexy. Let's see what else happened. Tony Braxton was awarded the Soul Train Legend Award, and her performance was quite saucy, if I might say so. But overall, I mean, I felt like the award show was, I mean, top notch. And BT, in my opinion, has really been stepping it up over the last year or so. I can't say that I've watched a whole lot of things on BT. I just don't watch a lot of TV at all. But I do feel like they are starting to step their game up and really give us some quality programming. Back to the Soul Train Awards, though. The best part about the entire show, in my opinion, was the Soul Cypher. I look forward to the Soul Cypher every single year because I'm into this music. Like, these are my people. You know what I'm saying? And so this year's Soul Cypher was, out of the park. They hit it out of the park. So of course you had Erica Badu, aka DJ Loretta Brown, aka She Ill. Oh God, I love Erica Badu so much. And of course Erica was there, and then you also had Fantasia, who is like Fantasia is a a legend in the making. I want to call her already a legend. I feel like she's too young. Like we're just seeing the beginning of what Fantasia has to offer. And so Fantasia is fucking amazing. Anyway, Fantasia was in the Soul Cypher. A relatively new artist named Molly Music. I am familiar with Molly. I actually have his album, his most recent album, and it is actually very, very good. He's not like a brand new artist, but I feel like he's really just now starting to get like critical acclaim with this last album that he put out. But Molly Music, Fantasia, who else was on there? Bilal. Hello, Bilal. Bilal is like amazing. For if you don't remember who Bilal is, Bilal had a hit several years ago now. I don't remember how long ago it was. And it was You Must Be My Soul Sister. Yes, Bilal, come on through. I enjoys me some Bilal. And he really kind of lays low, you know what I'm saying? Like you don't really hear a whole lot about Bilal. He lays low, but he definitely has a very solid fan base. I am a member of that fan base. And so Bilal is just undisputed, just soul excellence. And then the queen of R&B and soul, Mrs. Faith Evans, was in, I think she was like a last minute addition because like in the promos and stuff like that, they didn't have her picture up there. But Faith Evans came on through and dropped a few bars on us, and she was amazing. And then they also had Robert Glasper was participating in the cipher as well. So the Soul Cipher this year was amazing. It was everything that its predecessors was. You know, it really lived up to just I think just everything that the Soul Cipher has we've come to expect from the Soul Cipher. And so high five to BET, high five to Fantasia, Bilal, Robert Glasper, Molly Music, and Faith Evans. And high 10, okay, because you get a double boo. High 10 to Erica Badu just for being freaking Erica Badu, and, you know, sharing your light with the world. I love you, and I appreciate everything that you have to offer. And so, yeah, that is my high five for the day. And I'm gonna maybe I guess kind of try to start a new segment. I don't know. We're gonna see. I don't really have a name for it. But the word that comes to mind is have several seats. And so I would like to tell the U.S. Senate and Congress that they need to have several seats. Okay, this tax bill that they're trying to pass is redamn ridiculous. It is, you know, I think they're trying to fool us into believing that this thing has some type of long term benefit to the average person, because they packed all of the benefit, any benefit that we might have, they packed it into the first year or two of the rollout of this tax bill, and then after that they dropping us like a bad habit. And so this bill is fucked up, and it's going to fuck up a lot of people's lives, my life in particular. And I just think that, you know, the people that we hire and the people that we elect, rather, to that are supposed to have our best interests are definitely dropping the ball, and they are not having our best interests at heart. And so I would like to say to the U.S. Congress, the U.S. Senate, have several seats, sir, ma'am. Thank you. Please and thank you. Okay, get it together. Remember that we are the people that you're here to serve, and that your sole purpose, your sole duty, is to implement policies and changes that improve the lives of the plenty, of the many, not just the lives of the few. And I feel like they have lost sight of that. And so, yeah, so that's that. Okay. So that's all I have for y'all today. Thank you so, so much for tuning in. Once again, make sure that if you have not yet, that you go to iTunes, Google Play, Stitcher, SoundCloud, TuneIn, Castbox, anywhere that you listen to your podcast. Make sure you subscribe, download, like, share, comment. Let the people know that you enjoy the show. Let the people know, hey, this girl over here, and you might want to tune in and see what she got going on over there. I would greatly appreciate it. I almost forgot to tell y'all about the Vision 2018 Masterclass. I am honing in on a launch date for the Masterclass. I know I've been talking about it for several weeks. And so actually this week I am making a final decision on the launch, and I can say that this is coming your way before the end of 2017. Okay, so you will have access to this before the end of 2017 so that we can start doing the things that we need to do to heal from our past so that we can build the future that we deserve. I really believe that this is something that everybody is capable of doing, and that everybody deserves to have happen and to experience in their lives. So, Vision 2018 is coming. Prepare yourself. Go back and listen to the last 3 or 4 weeks of podcasts because they really kind of lay the foundation for getting, so that they lay the foundation for Vision 2018 so that when you start participating in the master class, we're all going to be on the same level. Okay, so that's all I have for y'all this week. I love you and I appreciate you, and until next time, be well. Bye.